Welcome to yet another episode of Monday ReTsene with Pretoria Psychologists. And today I'm going to be talking about how to manage stress and anxiety. We all have experienced stress and anxiety, and you can spot someone who's actually very anxious. Well, let's first start by defining what anxiety is. Anxiety is intense, excessive, and persistent fear or worry about everyday situations. Kind of like me right now. I'm actually very anxious having to sit and teach you guys about how to manage stress and anxiety. And how to spot someone who's anxious? Well, the first thing is a fast heart rate, rapid breathing, sweating like me right now. Got very sweaty palms because I'm actually very anxious, feeling tired, etc. And how to spot someone that's stressed is when you're feeling overwhelmed, trouble remembering things, trouble with decision making, problem solving, when you have hypersomnia or insomnia, changes in appetite, you find that you eat a lot or you eat less, that's someone who's actually stressed, and troubles with concentrating. And for me, I've actually picked up on the fact that stress can actually cause or result in stress ulcers, which is what I have. When I get too stressed, I have stress ulcers, which is very painful. So I don't think anyone wants stress, guys. We all experience stress and anxiety. It could be a result of a test that you're anxious about. It could be a presentation like me right now. It could be you planning something, a wedding, whatever it is, but we all experience it. And I think it's important that you know how to handle or how to manage it so that it doesn't actually overpower you and overwhelm you. If not managed, it can actually cause very detrimental results. Like I said, stress ulcers could be one of them. Also, it could actually result in acute stress disorder if not treated in less than a month or if not managed properly. And if it prolongs for over a month, acute stress disorder can result in PTSD, which is a bit more tricky to manage and it has more severe symptoms. So I think it's important that we know how to manage stress and anxiety. Life events like death, for example, can cause a lot of stress. Finances can cause a lot of stress. Having to write a big exam that can actually change your life, that interview that you've been waiting for, that can change your family's life, it could be stressful, and I understand that. But we need to find ways in which we can manage stress and anxiety. One of the first things I would say is identifying what we call the 4 P's in psychology. But for this, we have predisposing factors, we have precipitating factors, perpetuating factors, and protective factors. Predisposing factor in this case, we're going to call it stress and anxiety because that is what we are exposed to at the current moment. Precipitating factors could be your triggers. So you have to understand what are your triggers? What triggers you to be stressed and anxious? For me, it's overthinking. When I overthink, I tend to get even more anxious. I'm a perfectionist, so if something is not perfect, according to my own understanding, according to my own perception, then it stresses me out a lot. So that's my trigger. So your trigger could be anything as well. It could be also overthinking as well. I don't know what your triggers are, but you need to understand and know what your triggers are so you can know better how to manage stress and anxiety. The third P is perpetuating factors, things that worsen anxiety and stress. For me, if I don't sleep, if I don't eat, it worsens the anxiety and the stress, because if I'm not eating, my body does not produce enough energy for me to concentrate and to be able to think, of solutions to handle whatever situation that could actually be stressing me. So if I'm not eating, I can't be productive, and that worsens the situation. And if I'm not eating, I get stress ulcers, which is very painful and also worsens the situation even more. So it's important to identify what worsens your stress and anxiety. And the last P is protective factors. Protective factors are things that actually help you cope, that help you manage your stress and anxiety. For me, it's exercising. I am a health freak and fanatic. I also listen to podcasts, positive podcasts, things that actually empower my mind, things that take me outside of my mind when it's not productive and when it's negative, and pull me back into my mind when it's positive. I don't know if that makes sense. But you need to get outside your head and be in your head. Get outside that negative box that you're in and create a positive environment, a platform for you to be in. So podcasts help me with that. I mean, it can be for you, it can be exercises as well, listening to music. Art is very therapeutic. Cooking is very therapeutic as well for some people. Anything that actually gives you pleasure and that helps you get outside that place that you find yourself in that is causing you stress and anxiety. You can try and identify what that is for you. But also make sure that you get enough sleep. I cannot emphasize this enough. Sleep is important. We live in a society where they tell you that if you want to make it in life, you can't sleep. Well, you need to take care of your health so you can actually get wealth, because I believe that you can't have wealth without health. So sleep is very important. There's nothing wrong with you resting. There's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, I just need to lie down and just rest my mind, because you need that. So make sure that you get enough sleep. Eat healthy. Some people actually stress eat. I know someone who stress eats a lot when they're stressed, and obviously when you stress eat, it's a lot of junk, which could be comforting at that point in time. We call it comfort food, which could be, like I said, which could be comforting at that time, but it's not good for you because it's not healthy. So I would advise that you also adopt eating healthy. Cook, prepare your meals. You don't have to buy takeouts all the time. You actually save money when you cook. And I think COVID actually taught us that. So eat healthy, get regular sleep, exercise, listen to podcasts. Affirmations as well also help. I believe that what you listen to first thing in the morning prepares how your day, or okay, let me put it like this. What you listen to first thing in the morning determines your mood for the day. So if you listen to a very sad and negative song in the morning, your day is bound to turn out like that. But if you listen to something that is positive, something that affirms you, then your day is bound to be very positive and productive. So I think it is very important that we know ourselves, we know our triggers, we know what worsens our situation, so we can actually cope and manage stress and anxiety better. What helps me as well is I always like saying I am. So if I'm anxious, I will say I'm fearless, I am powerful. That actually helps you get into a space where you take out that negative perception that you might be having at that point in time, and you replace it with something positive that helps you actually cope with stress and anxiety. And if you are positive, you are able to actually find solutions for your problems. Thank you so much for joining us in yet another episode of Monday ReTsene. Till next time.